Hello, grade 7. So this week we are starting with a new chapter, chapter 3, that is called volume. So we already know about mass and now we will get to know volume. These are the objectives that we're going to cover during this week's lecture. So you guys will be able to identify the SI unit and other common units of volume, and you'll be able to convert from one unit to the other. Same thing we did with the units of mass. So we're going to do the same thing now, but with volume. Now, when I say volume, what is the first thing that comes to your mind? Is it like something in 3D? Something in three-dimensional. This is the first thing that comes to my mind when I say volume. So if I were to look at these two forms, this is the first one and this is the second one. Which of the following forms represents a volume? What do you think? Is it the first one or the second one? The first one, it looks like it's in 2D, right? It's in 2 dimensions. But the second one, it's definitely in 3 dimensions, correct? So yes, this one represents a volume. That's it. Now you already know from math that measuring the length of AB, this means that I'm working with 1 dimension, right? I'm only going one way. Whereas finding the area of a, let's say, a square, it means I'm working in 2 dimensions, but finding the volume, it means I'm working with 3 dimensions. So we can see the volume, it takes space, right? So yeah, how about the unit, the SI unit of the length? It is in meter. The SI unit of area, it's a meter square, and the SI unit of volume is in meter cube, or we call it cubic meter. So as we said, volume is the space occupied by a material or object. Volume is measured in a 3-dimensional form. So don't you forget that it is the space occupied by a material or an object. Now, before we start with the units of volume, I want you to tell me which of the following forms represents a volume. So let's start. What do you think? Nope, this is not a volume. How about this one? Yes, it is in 3D. How about this one? Nope, it's not a volume. How about that one? It's definitely a volume. It's a cube. How about this shape? No, it's not a volume. And that one, definitely a volume. And this one, the star, is not a volume. See, so you can tell whether a shape is representing a volume, whether it's taking space, or whether it's simply drawn in 2 dimensions, just like that. So let's take a look at this container right here. It is used for the shipment of some goods, maybe clothes, maybe equipment. So we have inside of it so many things, but how can I know like what is its volume? It is definitely in 3D, so it has a certain volume, but where can I read it? There are so many numbers. So I'm gonna show you. We can read it right here. You can see it. Let me have just like that. So it says 33.2 CUM. It means a cubic meter. This means meter cube. So meter cube is a unit of volume. Okay, so this is the first unit. And we already said it is the SI unit of volume. We also have decimeter cube, we have centimeter cube, and we have millimeter cube. So all of these are units of volume, but the SI unit of volume is cubic meter, which is meter cube. Okay? So the four units of volume that we know so far are the cubic meter, cubic decimeter, cubic centimeter, and cubic millimeter. Now, how big is a cubic meter? Okay, like how big is that volume? It is simply, you can imagine it as a box, and this box can actually fit four people. Okay, so this is how big is a cubic meter. So this is the space that it takes, approximately four people. Now the cubic decimeter is the same as the size of a water bottle, and a cubic centimeter is the same as the size of a raindrop. So it is small, whereas a cubic millimeter is the same as the size of a little grain of rice. So this is how small that is. So yeah, now that we've known how much space each unit takes, let's try to convert from one unit to the other. So from cubic meter to cubic decimeter, of course, the cubic meter is the SI unit, okay? So we multiply by 1,000. From cubic decimeter to cubic centimeter, we multiply by another 1,000. And then from cubic centimeter to cubic millimeter, we multiply by 1,000. Now the other way, what should we do? Divide by 1,000. So from cubic millimeter to cubic centimeter, we divide by 1,000. From cubic centimeter to cubic decimeter, we divide by 1,000, and then from cubic decimeter to cubic meter, we divide by 1,000. Now, there are other units beside those, and these units, of course, you've seen liter and milliliter, right? They are used a lot. So the liter is actually same as cubic decimeter. So these two units are the same, okay? And the milliliter is the same as the cubic centimeter. Application 1, it says convert. So I need to convert between these different units of volume. Before we start, we have to actually write or draw the map of conversion. So we have the cubic meter, and we have the decimeter cube, and the centimeter cube, and the millimeter cube. Okay, now we multiply by 1,000, and then we multiply by another 1,000, and we multiply by 1,000. And then the other way, we divide by 1,000. Okay, you guys draw it also on your copybooks, because we need to practice it. Yeah, so I have 2 meter cube, or cubic meter, you can call it this or that, equals to how much? Decimeter cube. So I'm going from meter cube to decimeter cube. How many steps I'm taking? Only one step. So I multiply by 1,000. 2 times 1,000 equals to 2,000 decimeter cube. The second one is 50 decimeter cube. So I'm at decimeter cube. I want to go to millimeter cube. So how many steps should I take? Let's see. 1 and then 2 steps. Okay, so the first step, I write 50 times 1,000. This is the first step. And the second one, times another 1,000. Okay, so the answer is 50 million. Okay, and we have here 450 millimeter cube equals how many centimeter cube? So from millimeter to centimeter, I'm taking only one step, so I divide by 1,000. So it is 450 divided by 1,000, and the answer is 0.45 centimeter cube. And the last one, 2,000 centimeter cube, or cubic centimeter, equals to how many meter cube? So from centimeter cube to meter cube, okay? I divide by 1,000 and then I divide by another 1,000 because I have to take 2 steps to reach meter cube. So let's do each step alone, okay? As I said, division, let's do each step alone because I don't want you to make a mistake. So first of all, I divide by 1,000 and the answer is 2 decimeter cube. Is this the answer that I want? Is this the unit that I want? No, I want meter cube. So I take another step reaching meter cube where I divide by another 1,000 and the answer is 2 times 10 power minus 3 meter cube, or you can write it as 0.002. Now, the units of volume that we see in our daily lives are different than the cubic meter and the cubic decimeter, cubic centimeter, and cubic millimeter, right? Uh, why is that? Because I want you right now to go to the fridge, open the fridge, get a carton of milk, or let's say a water bottle, or I don't know, a juice box, okay, and try to read the volume that is written on this, on this thing that you brought. You will see, some of you will see the unit that is called liter, L, okay? So this unit is called liter. So this is a unit of volume. And maybe some of you will see DL. DL, it means deciliter, okay? And maybe some of you will see CL. CL means centiliter. And most of you will see ml, which means milliliter. So these are the units that we usually see. Now, most of you, the most two common units are the liter and the millimeter. Now, these other two units, they are rarely used. They are rarely written on products. But yeah, so we have liter, deciliter, centiliter, and milliliter. Now that we already know that the cubic decimeter is the same as the liter and the cubic centimeter is the same as milliliter. So as if I'm saying I have 10 liters, it is the same as 10 decimeter cube. And if I'm saying I have 5 milliliters, it is the same as 5 centimeter cube. Okay, so these units are the same. Okay, so how can I convert from cubic decimeter to cubic centimeter? We've said this before. We multiply by 1,000. And from cubic centimeter cube to cubic decimeter cube, I divide by 1,000. But we just introduced new units now. We said we have the deciliter and the centiliter, which are units between these two, between liter and milliliter. Now, let's see what should I multiply by when I want to jump from liter to deciliter. So from liter to deciliter, I multiply by 10. From deciliter to centiliter, I multiply by 10. And from centiliter to milliliter, I multiply by 10. Now the other way, we divide by 10. So from milliliter to centiliter, we divide by 10. Then from centiliter to deciliter, we divide by 10. And from deciliter to liter, we divide by 10. So this is how we convert between these new units of volume that we know right now, which are liter, deciliter, centiliter, and milliliter. So now we're going to continue with application 1, but now with the liter units, okay? So see, I didn't confuse you now. They are only in liter, deciliter, centiliter, and milliliter. But in the last application that we're going to solve, I'm going to mix them up. So yeah, in order for me to convert, I need to draw the conversion map, right? So I have liter, I have deciliter, I have centiliter, and milliliter, just like that. I multiply by 10. I multiply by 10, and I multiply by 10. It's really good that you actually draw these, okay? So that when you write them down, you will remember them, okay? So we have to write them down. So I have 1.2 liter. I need to convert to deciliter. From liter to deciliter, I multiply by 10. So I say 1.2 times 10. This is equal to 12 deciliter. How about 300 centiliter? I need to convert to milliliter. I multiply by 10 also. So 300 times 10. This is a 3,000 milliliters. How about 2,000 centiliters? I need to convert to deciliters, so I divide by 10. So I say 2,000 over 10 equals 200 deciliter. And the last one, I have 0.3 liters. I need to convert to milliliters. So how many steps I'm taking? 1, 2, 3 steps. So I have 0.3 times 10 and then times another 10 and then times another 10 because I took 3 steps. So this is equal 300 milliliters. Now, this is the first conversion map that I've shown you, right? It has the cubic meter, the cubic decimeter, the cubic centimeter, and the cubic millimeter. And when I want to go from one unit to the other, I either multiply by 1,000 or I divide by 1,000. But I also said that the decimeter cube or the cubic decimeter is the same as the liter. And I said that the cubic centimeter is the same as the milliliter. And I also have in between them deciliter and centiliter, right? For me to go from liter or from decimeter cube, okay, to deciliter, I multiply by 10, and then here I multiply by 10, and I multiply by 10. And if you notice, going from decimeter cube to centimeter cube, we multiply by 1,000, which is 10 times 10 times 10. We're going as if 3 small steps or we're taking one big step. Okay, so yeah, let me introduce the units in between these two, and this is how we convert. Now, this is the most important, let's say, conversion map or conversion diagram. I need you to memorize it. This is very important. So please memorize it, write it down more than once, okay, because you need it. You will need it to solve the worksheet. You will need it to do the quiz. So yeah, we have to memorize it. And once we memorize it and simply draw it by ourselves, every question becomes so easy. And now let's continue with the application. So right here, I simply mix them up, okay? So I have, let's say, 100 liter equals to how many centimeter cube? Or maybe a decimeter cube equals to how many liters? So see, I mix them up because it's really important to draw the big table, the big conversion map, okay, which I will do just right now. So yeah, I have meter cube, I have decimeter cube, and I have also centimeter cube and millimeter cube. I'm going to use a different color now. Okay, so I'm going to use green. Decimeter cube is same as liter, and I have deciliter, and then I have centiliter, and centimeter cube is same as milliliter. See how I memorized them? Okay, so now going from meter cube to decimeter cube, I multiply by 1,000. Now going from decimeter cube to centimeter cube, I multiply by 1,000. And then from centi to millimeter cube, I multiply by 1,000. Okay, and the other way the same. We divide by 1,000, and then we go a big arrow. We divide by 1,000, and then here we divide by 1,000. Now using the green, going from decimeter cube or from liter to deciliter, I multiply by 10, and here 10, and multiply by 10. And the other way, I divide by 10, I divide by 10, and then I divide by 10. I hope this map makes things easier for you because It really does. Okay, so yeah, it says convert 100 liters to how many cubic centimeters. So I'm at liters. Where is liter? It is right here. Let me use a different color. So it is right here. I need to convert to centimeter cube. So I'm at liters. Liters is the same as decimeter cube. I want to go to centimeter cube. So from decimeter to centimeter cube, I multiply by 1,000, just like that. Or I multiply by 10 and then another 10 and then another 10, which makes 1,000. So it's the same. I say 100 times 1,000, which becomes 100,000 centimeter cube or cubic centimeter. The next one, it says 12 cubic decimeters. So I'm right here. I need to convert to liter. Wait, but decimeter cube is the same as liter. So it's the same. I'm in the same spot. So it is equal to 12 liters. Now we have 2,500 cubic millimeter. Okay, so 2,500 cubic millimeter, which is right here. I need to convert to centiliter. I need to go here. So let's see what I have to do. I'm going to use a yellow color. Okay, so I have to go one step, which is divided by 1,000, and I have to go another small step, which is divided by 10. So I need to divide by 1,000 first, and then I need to divide by 10. So let's divide by 1,000 first. Divided by 1,000, it becomes 2.5 what? Cubic centimeter, right? Now from cubic centimeter, which is the same as milliliter, to centiliter, I need to divide by 10. So I say 2.5 over 10, which becomes 0.25 centiliter. And the last one, it's meter cube. So this is meter cube. I need to convert to milliliter. I need to convert to milliliter, which is the same as centimeter cube. Okay, so how many steps should I take? This is the first step, and this is the second step. The first step is times 1,000, and the second one is times 1,000 as well. So I say 0.35 times 1,000, and then times another 1,000, and the answer is 350,000 milliliters. Okay, so we are done with this week's lecture. I really want you to practice those, practice drawing the conversion map, practice solving the worksheets, and yeah, so it's all about practice here. I'll see you guys in the live Zoom, solve the worksheet, and take care, and bye-bye.